An important update this afternoon in the story about Alex Murdaugh's bond hearing earlier today. As this news outlet pointed out last week, questions were raised as to whether the potential granting a bond this week, which has now happened, the $7 million bond issued earlier today by Judge Alison Lee, questions were raised as to whether that might override the denial of bond from Judge Clifton Newman last month. We were told all week last week by all of our sources that no, that would not happen. Well, guess what? It happened. According to the Attorney General's office, the initial arrest against Alex Murdaugh, the arrest warrants on which he was denied bond by Judge Newman, have now been superseded by indictments issued by the state grand jury. And on those indictments, guess what? Murdaugh has now been granted bond. Now, this is a very important distinction because, again, it means that there's a chance Alex Murdaugh will be released from the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center in Richland County, which is where he's been held since October. And again, putting aside the question of whether or not bond is merited, whether bond is reasonable in this situation, there is a question as to whether or not this was something the public should have known last week when we were asking about it. Again, we were going to continue to ask the tough questions about this case. We're going to continue to put people on the spot. We're going to continue to hold them accountable for their actions. And in this case, I got to say, some of the folks who are overseeing this process came up a bit short, not necessarily on what they've done, but in how they didn't exactly shoot straight with us last week on the bond conditions.